Welcome back. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi gave his directives to the Ministries of Agriculture, Trade and Industry, as well as research centers to coordinate for a careful study of fertilizer production systems in order to ensure their availability to the local market, in addition to meeting the state's strategic direction to increase agricultural areas by expanding national mega projects of land reclamation. This came during a meeting on Saturday with Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli. Presidential Advisor for the National and Strategic Projects, Sharif Ismail, Ministers of Agriculture and Land Reclamation, Said al-Qasir, as well as the Minister of Trade and Industry, Naveen Gema. Presidential spokesperson Ambassador Bassam Radi said the meeting tackled the ongoing production potentials and the executive situation of a number of projects that produce fertilizers. In this regard, President el-Sisi urged the components of fertilizer systems to meet the levels and standards in light of the challenges of regional and international arenas. The Higher Committee for the Coronavirus Crisis decided to suspend direct flights to and from South Africa due to the World Health Organization's concerns over a new variant of the COVID-19 virus. Cabinet spokesperson Ambassador Nader Saad said other countries will be also targeted with precautionary measures, including Lesotho, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Namibia, and Eswatini. Transit travelers from these 7 countries will be tested for the coronavirus in Egyptian airports and will be returned on the same coming flight if they test positive. If travelers test negative, they will be self-quarantined at home for 7 days. Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Jordan and Morocco were amongst countries in the Middle East and North Africa to ban travelers from several African nations due to fears over the new variant. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health stressed the abidance by health precautionary measures, including the wearing of masks, social distancing, washing hands and being vaccinated to decrease the spread of COVID-19. Ministry of Health spokesperson Hossein Abdel Ghaffar said the ministry is closely monitoring the pandemic situation in Egypt and worldwide after the announcement of the new Omicron variant. Egypt reported 913 new coronavirus infections, bringing the total number of cases to 354,836 people since the outbreak hit the country in mid-February last year. Ministry of Health also reported 65 new deaths, bringing the total number of fatalities to 20,237 people. The ministry added that 549 patients were discharged from hospitals, raising the number of those who've recovered to 294,903 people. The discovery of the new coronavirus variant named Omicron triggered global alarm as countries rushed to suspend travel from Southern Africa, and stock markets on both sides of the Atlantic suffered their biggest falls in more than a year. We have the details.
Nearly 2 years into the COVID-19 pandemic, the world is racing to contain a new coronavirus variant potentially more dangerous than the one that has fueled relentless waves of infection on nearly every continent. A World Health Organization panel named the variant Omicron and classified it as highly transmissible virus of concern, the same category that includes the predominant Delta variant, which is still a scourge driving higher cases of sickness and death in Europe and parts of the United States. It seems to spread rapidly, with the WHO said early evidence suggests it carries an increased risk of reinfection compared with other highly transmissible variants. In response to the variant's discovery in southern Africa, the United States, Canada, Russia and a host of other countries joined the European Union in restricting travel for visitors from that region, where the variant brought on a fresh surge of infections. Omicron has now been seen in travelers to Belgium, Hong Kong and Israel, as